Mission accomplished. All right. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to look at the conclusion of week 5 from last year and kind of show you some of the stuff we're going to try to do, and then we're going to go back to this year's assignment and actually set it up. So this is the preview. This is the hopefully what we get done. Hello? Look, it detected my controller. Okay, this is going to be stupid. I mean, wonderful. Who knows? All right. Oh! Something's happening.
Oh, I like the he'll be in the corner. That's
fantastic. Okay, well, the controller isn't working like I want it to, and I don't know if it's because I need to import that or not. Something is shooting at. Yeah, we got some good thumping going on. We just go grab a gun really quick. There we go. So this guy's coming at me. Oh! I'm like hiding underwater. We got that dumb cowboy hanging around still. Where's the guy at? He's shooting at me. There we go. So, yeah, so he's just going off. So I got his health below 30%. And so he's on his way now to that health tent to get healed. Boom. So now he's back. He's not running as fast. He's not shooting as fast. He's back to his like regular Terminator self. Yeah, for sure. Aha! Oh no! I thought I got him. Okay. I gotta lure him. Oh, we got this cannon shooting at us too, but luckily he doesn't have much force. Stop it. Got him. Yeah, you know, I'm shooting like atoms or something. I don't know what this is. So I got this cannon shooting at me, aiming at me. We had a camera for the boss. Got a bunch of things just... Oh, he's shooting at me too. Everything's trying to kill me. So basically it's a life simulator. Oof. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, that was some of the stuff we did last year with the partly with cameras. Cameras is going to be our main focus this week, but we're also going to just keep playing with enums and NavMesh agents and fun stuff. So that was this level last year. So I'm just going to minimize it. We might need to come back for some scripts. And then we'll go ahead and just let Trent know that he's here, but he's late. Yeah, massive skill issue. All right, a couple things. So I need you to make a choice. We've talked a little bit about the Unity certification exams. This is a quiz. Do it by the end of the week. Tell me which exam you're taking. Note, of the 3 exam choices, one of them is randomly selected as the correct choice on Canvas. I'll grade them all because I'll need to get all that info. Everyone will get points for taking the quiz. It's just Canvas is dumb and I can't just tell it that all the answers are right. So if you choose one and Canvas tells you, no, that's wrong, don't listen to it. Follow your heart. Or follow the mechanized thing that pumps some kind of fluid through your body to keep you going. Yeah.
Follow the pure rage.
Yeah.
Follow your rage. Yeah. So what I was trying to do was get this guy to work. So I've got some videos and some documentation here for getting stuff set up for controllers. Sometimes it just works. Today it just didn't. I don't know why. We'll look at it more. Just works. So Just a note: Microsoft and Apple still are not like friends. So if you who's got the MacBooks in here? Just like one, two. Okay. Uh, your better solution would be to find more like a PlayStation controller than an Xbox controller. If you've got a PlayStation controller and a Mac, they'll work together because Sony isn't in the middle of that feud, blood feud, whatever's going on. Um, the Xbox controllers don't hook up as easily to a Mac, and I just assume it's because Microsoft is still salty about something. I don't know. But if you got a PC, Xbox controllers are going to work really good for you because Microsoft loves Microsoft. Not a requirement this week, but something I suggest you play with. It's kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna go in some slightly smarter NavMesh agents using enums, and so this is that enum that we looked at last week. Again, this is like a multi-part Boolean. I need to check myself and see if I'm even lying to everybody by saying that or not. And so he's going to go from A to B to C and back again. So he's just going to make a circle. So instead of just back and forth between point A and point B, like we can add as many points as we want.
What if 30 with that?
Cool. Then you've already got it.
Then you graduated.
I graduated.
DET.
I'm a DET master.
You have a doctor.
And then I have this script that goes on my points that tells the cowboy to go somewhere else. Right? So cowboy gets to point B, and then point B says, "Hey, dude, you got to go to C." So it's just split up between some scripts to keep the cowboy cruising around. So we're gonna look at that. This was, I don't know that we looked at it. We briefly looked at it, but we didn't implement it. I moved it back down to this week as well. So here's my fire projectiles for the boss. Not a lot different from the player shooting, except, and we did look at this last week. We've got this coroutine that allows it to fire after waiting this long. So that was what I had on that robot dude who was coming at me. He was firing every second. And then when he was in panic mode because his health was low, he just held the trigger down and he was firing 10 times a second. Which is a massive waste of bullets because it's the minute he's like turning his back on me that he's like, so
Well, if you're gonna die,
yeah.
It's not your financial
Yeah.
responsibility.
Don't die with a full clip. That's all we're really saying here.
Because then history will say that you tried.
Sure.
History will say you used up every round.
So this was on that guy. Actually, the same thing is on the is on the cannon that we're going to use. And then I've got another script here. And this is the other thing that was on the robo. Even smarter. There's always someone smarter.
We don't have the smart end.
And so this is the guy who was tracking us and then realized, wait a minute, right? So if his health was above 30, then he was just coming at me, right? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator. He's just like, I know you're gonna die. I don't have to run. And then when his health got between 30 and 0, right? So this hits, none of the rest of it happens, right? So technically, enemy health is greater than 0 when it's also greater than 30, but because of the order, this didn't happen. Make sense? Okay. So then if we're basically between 30 and 0, then he got faster. He started firing faster, and he changed his target to the health station that we'd set up and told him about. And so he's like, I'm going back to get health. Else, duh. And then here's the collisions here for bullets. So if we got hit by something tagged bullet, then enemy health goes down by 10. If we walked into the enemy health station, we just got an instant boost up to 100. We could set like a timer on that, like slowly goes up, but We're just assuming this is the best health station that's ever existed. You just walk in, you're like, instantly feeling better. All right. So we can set up a boss. We'll do that later. What I want to do is take this fire projectile thing and absolutely steal from myself. I'm just going to take all that. And first, I'll set up a cannon. So I'm going to go back to this level here, where we just have really fast rabbits who chase us, and then a cowboy who's just going to some random spot. I'm going to pull in another asset pack from Days of Yore. This is just some stuff I created way back when, but it's got a cannon in it, so I want it. Instead of using that one that's, I think, directly from an actual mobile game. So let's import all that jazz. If you want to find one, that's fine. If you want to make your own cannon, like model it, that's fine too. Whatever works. I happen to have one that I modeled like, I don't know, 1 billion years ago. So I just remembered it and was like, I'll just use that. I guess it happened. Yeah, there we go. So these prefabs, I should have a cannon with amazing pink stuff going on there. I'll use this castle as my health station. Maybe I'll give someone the fire extinguisher later too. Who knows? Throw that down just for giggles. All right. I need to fix materials. If they're smart, they all say that, yeah. So selected, edit, rendering, materials, convert, proceed. Huh. Load it, see what it thinks. Oh no, the floating bunny's here. Oh, it's still pink. What the heck? Yeah. Is there somewhere else where you're using materials? Oh, is it pulling them all from here? Here we go. So we'll just filter the materials. Yep. There's more. Okay. Maybe that'll get them all. Press delete you. Agent of Chaos. I don't trust you. Come on now. Okay, it's showing there. It's kind of catching up. So let's drag this cannon in. Ooh, he's a big cannon. Set him up. Again, a little health station. Trigger. I don't want him to have a rigid body. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Thanks. I got a cowboy stuck in the ground. That's fun. That's because I moved the whole section over here up so the NavMesh could travel. Just doing some setup. Okay, I don't think that I have a whole lot of. So I've got a cannon and a cannon base, so that'll rotate on Z. It'll rotate on X, and then the base will just kind of go with it. So I want to put this whole thing. Well, let's give it a child. So I'm going to go into prefab mode here, and I'm going to give it a cylinder that it can sit on so that we can look like we're on something that rotates. Sure, why not? All right, so let's do this stepwise. First thing I need to do is we're going to look up the amazing Hello Opera. It's not, no, it's all good. So this is magic that's already built in. Look at. And so it's going to rotate the thing toward whatever it's looking at. So you can add this to your NavMesh, or I'm going to just start by putting something like this on our cannon and watching it rotate. So we've got, this will rotate the whole thing, right? Like, so it's we're going to go into the ground and do all this crazy stuff. But it looks like this is just setting the, I don't know if it's setting a constraint or just resetting the up parameter. Right, we'll just grab it all and see what happens. Okay, so on this cannon, I want to add a new script. Look at player, or look at target, or whatever. I have a feeling I should just delete the bunny right now so he's not bothering me. Whoop. Put that inside the update. There we go. Okay, so I need a target, and then we're going to compare the two. We'll comment something out. So then let me use the serialized field this time. And then I need a game object, or I guess in this case just a transform, really. I just need a place to look. I don't need the whole object. Okay, so I'm setting up. I'll drag something in the inspector to be the target. This in update called every frame is going to be looking at the target. Let's start with this first one and see how that looks, and then we'll try the other one. So save the script. And I will give the player in here as the transform, and let's see, let's watch it look at us to start with. Maybe, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Just ignore the flying bunny. Nice. So it's kind of doing the billboarding. It's almost creepy. Can I outrun it? Stop looking at me! Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Because it's too good. It's too good at its job.
No, just replace it with a PNG of a face.
I mean, at this point, right? Like, it's moving so much, I can't ever see the side of it. No one's going to know what this cannon looks like. What if I just get right up on it?
What if it doesn't have...
Let's watch it freak out.
No.
I don't know what it's
I hate it. Ah,
Just shoot it. Go.
have some bread. Get a new minigame going. Just keep quiet. It's a shame you failed this class. We got to fix the bunny. He's too much. All right, so it's following us. We do want some damping. We'll fix that later.
The bunny should do like bombing runs.
So our cylinder, which is the actual base, has a capsule collider on it, but I don't know if we've got, does this have, yeah, I didn't put any collision on the rest of it. Fantastic. Let me just save what we've got here. So we'll apply that script. Are you serious right now? I need more hard drives. Huh? Oh, yeah. I could, yeah. Let's do that. So I'm going to go here, Asset Store. This is a few things. How much things? I don't know. So that got rid of some stuff. Huh. So that's looking at us. We could also put another rotate look at on this cannon part and maybe even give it some constraints. But let's just get it shooting first. And then Xander's going to look up how to put a damper on it. You'll need bullets. Right. Did I? I didn't make that script yet, did I? I just have it sitting on the canvas. So I'm going to add another script to this. Let's do this in prefab mode. Why not? This is boss, enemy, fire, something like that. So this just worked for us, so I'm not going to mess with that, but it's something you can experiment with. Remember to hit those Unity docs. Ignore the AI on Google. Just go straight to the Unity docs. Do what? Probably, yeah. Okay, so there's that script, which, did I call it almost the same? Yeah, same thing. All right. Copy that bit, meaning all the bits. All right, we'll walk through. So we've got the same thing. So we've got our muzzle point or point of origin for the projectile. We've got a game object for the prefab. We've got force and lifespan for that. So 5 seconds until the bullet deletes itself. Not a lot of force. Let's just go ahead and at least up that by default. Public float. Again, these are the same, serialized and public. I just put them in here differently because I want to point that out. So the fire rate is currently set to 2. So every 2 seconds it's allowed to fire. We're not doing anything in start just yet. In update, we're checking, is it allowed to fire? And then if it is, we start this coroutine, which is down here. So this is IEnumerator, shoot. We're checking that Boolean, or we're setting it as soon as we get this done. As soon as we're allowed to shoot, we say we're not allowed to fire again for a bit. We call the fire this bullet function, and then we wait this long before we change allow fire back to true. And I think I just need to import, so Alt Enter, why not? Yes, bring in collections, thank you. All right, so that's a cool little thing. It had errors. I right clicked on it or hovered on it, and it suggested to hit Alt Enter, which gave me other suggestions. And the thing that we were missing was this. So it's like, hey, you need to import system.collections in order for this to work. I clicked and said yes, and it just did it for me, and life is good. So I'm going to save that. So boss enemy fire is on our cannon. Our cannon's now looking at us. And since I hit save, then I've got to wait. There we go. So this guy needs to know, oh, this is handling targeting us, just looking at us. And so this guy's just going to fire. So he just needs a muzzle point. So I'm going to make that a child of cannon here. So I'm going to add game object, create empty child. Call it fire from here. I'm going to drag it out. Actually, I don't think I have any collision on this. So we can start the cannonball, whatever we're going to use, deeper in, and it might look cool. If it's sized right, it'll look more like it's firing out. So we'll do that. I'll start the cannon farther in. Or the cannonball. And by default, we shoot along the Z. So I'm going to rotate this guy by 90 on X, or a negative 90. There. So Z, our little blue arrow, is shooting right out of the middle there. That'll be good. So we give that fire from here to our muzzle point. And then we just need a bullet prefab. For now, I guess I could just do a cannonball. Yeah, we'll just make it just a Saphir. We'll start there. Let me get copy this at least. I'm going to copy the position of my cannon, paste that to the cannonball just to get it started. Just kidding. Click the wrong thing. Paste, position, not rotation. There we go. He's a tiny guy. This is what I wanted. I wanted to get him kind of in the barrel so I could see how much I needed to scale him. And it's a lot. But not that much. Yeah, close enough. Okay, so I guess only by 2. And I'm going to go find some darker metal or something to put on that. Maybe just make it a... I think I've got some good scuffed metal here. Black blend. There we go. We use our old fantasy metal. So it looks gnarly. All right, that's my cannonball. He needs to be tagged. Does he? No, he doesn't need to be tagged, but he needs rigid body. And I think everything else is good. He's got his sphere collider. I need to save him as a prefab. And then give that prefab to this. All right. So this guy should fire at us while he's busy creepily looking at us. And I don't need this guy in the scene anymore because he's going to instantiate his own prefabs. So we need more force, apparently. We're just spawning and spitting out the bottom. That's so sad. Of course, we'll need to add some scripts and things later to actually make that hurt us. And now it's just throwing big old soccer balls at us. I don't know. Oh, even 1,000's barely lobbing it. Oof! All right, we're getting hit. Okay, so that's look at and something else firing at us. So if you didn't get all that done on your smarter guys last week, then have fun. I'm gonna let you same as this is if you didn't have a player that was ready to shoot at you and even run for cover, then I've given you the scripts and showed you how they work. I'm going to do something else now, and we're going to set this up for multiplayer. We've got a cannon coming at us. We've got a DET basic player. What if I had 2? Just dropped in another basic player somewhere. Where's this guy at? With all of his goodies. So something fun and extra that we're not going to deal with right now Right now, that cannon only hates one player. He's not going to shoot at this guy. But, so how do we deal with this? How do we deal with good night? Full HD, scale it down. How do I have two players? Looks like it picked up the new guy. Somebody's fan's going off.
We have not.
Oh, wow.
Nuclear reactor over here.
So I'm going to go ahead and call this player 2. Just for organization's sake, I'm going to call this player 1, move him up. All right. So the point of the Nintendo 64 shirt was to remember days of old, GoldenEye. And I realized when I put the shirt on that that's the one Nintendo 64 game not on this shirt, so I need to get my money back. But split screen is what we're going to do next. So I've got player 1. This is the guy we started with, and he's got his own camera, which is cool. They're both tagged main camera, which will work if we do this correctly. So player 1, I'm going to just grab his camera here, and we are going to look at where'd it go. What the heck? Oh, this is fantastic. They changed stuff on me again. This is what happens. Try this. So we'll do this to overlay. You took away my controls. I'm so upset. All right. Here we go. Unity 6. Love it. Oh, is it not? Is not liking it? So hover on or right click on the red squigglies and then try Alt Enter. And then it'll say bring in system collection, something like that. Be one of the solutions it tries to give you. That do it?
Yeah.
Love this. Simple thing in the world, so I didn't bother looking to see if they changed it. So of course they changed it. Jeez, there it is. Okay. Just hidden underneath everything else under output. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go back to game. So this is previewing from some camera. So I'm on main camera for player one. And I was expecting to see it up here in projection, but they moved it down for me. It's now an output all the way down at the bottom, but we've got this viewport rect. And so I can say be half the width of the screen. And that actually is what I want to do for side-by-side split player. And then on camera 2, I can do the same thing. So this is camera for player 2. I'm going to scroll down to base. And this guy, half the width. But I want him to start halfway over. So 0.5, and there we go. So we've got side-by-side split player, split screen, two-player. Problem now being that I have the same controller on each. So if I turn, they both turn. It could be, right? So it's multiplayer, but not. Also, look at the difference here. Player 2 is seeing the sky as yellow, and player 1 sees it as blue. Weird stuff. It's because the camera uses, where is it at on now? They've moved everything. I don't know where it's at. It uses some kind of color for its skybox if you don't have an actual skybox. There it is. Yeah. Oh, so yellow is uninitialized for us. Weird. Yeah, there it is. So skybox. Now they're both looking at the skybox. You can give it solid colors. All right. So this guy's in the middle of the apocalypse.
Yeah, one of them is seeing like horrific, like they see a skybox that just like shows an apocalyptic end to the world, and the other one just sees a normal.
All right. One thing that I want to try to look at is my canvas here, because I didn't make any changes to that, so it's just showing the same. It's layering the same canvas on both sides, and not fixing itself. So let me look and see what I can do here. So instead of constant pixel size, scale with screen size. Oof. Now we get some good overlay. Constrain physical sizes. So we can play with some of that and get it working. It's 1920 by 1080. And then I'm going to math up in here, 1920 divided by 2. So 960. See if that does anything different. So we're just overlaying and smushing in on ourselves. So anyway, the canvas needs to be fixed. We're not going to jack with that just now, but it's something we need to work on. The player. So we can modify the script, and we can give it different inputs based on what player we say it is. Or we can just make a direct copy of player movement and have player 2 movement and give it a different set of things. Let's see. key code shift. There's a lot going on here. Horizontal, vertical, jump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cheap way out, and we're just going to do a player 2 movement and put that script on player 2. We'll just give them different aliases via the input manager. So go back here, find player 2. I'm going to add a new component. We're going to call it player 2. What, movement? Is that what the other one was called? Yeah, player 2 movement. And he'll also need his own version of the weapon switch. All of that fun stuff. Take the first player movement script off of him. And just to be sure I don't completely break everything. Oh, good. We're I'm going to make a brand new player 2 prefab here. Just so we have something different. There we go. Player 2 movement. Steal from ourselves. All right. So I just need alternate horizontal, vertical, and jump. He'll probably need another script for an alternate firing. We'll do these one at a time. So I'm going to save this. Right now it's the exact same as player 1 movement. That's fine. I'm going to go back to Unity, and let's look at our manager of inputs. Project settings, input manager. Maximize this for now. So here's all the things we've got. Here's the horizontal we've been using. It's either left or right or A or D or whatever. And it looks like it's getting some joystick movement, but it hadn't yet. And there's vertical, and there's jump, which right now is set to space. There's all these different settings in here for gravity, dead, sensitivity, all this fun stuff. And I think we should already have a second horizontal and vertical, and this one is strictly joystick axis. But they're named the same, so I think they're getting all the same stuff. So I'm just going to call this, rename this guy to horizontal joy. Vertical joy. And jump joy. Just absolutely the worst. All right, and so this is set to joystick button 0. Whatever 0 is on my Xbox controller. Wait, what did I change? That's fire 1. I'm looking for jump. So, yeah, joystick button 3. That's what I'm looking for. And there we go. Horizontal is looking for some X-axis on a joystick and vertical Y-axis on a joystick. The other fun part about this is now we should also make a input for the camera that's not the mouse. So we'll come back and do that. Let's just see if I add joy to all this, if player 2 can be controlled by the joystick. So go to my player 2 guy. And now it's just looking for a new set of inputs. Back to where you were. Huzzah. All right. This is just a quick pivot to try to go to the joystick. You could also set these up where you split it, where WASD is player 1 and the arrow keys are player 2. Just break out the input manager stuff. You could even just make another set, right? So as if you remember the CSI video that Dr. Homer used to show, where we had like 5 people typing on the keyboard, you're going to share your keyboard with your friend. So WASD is player 1, and I don't know, IJKL is player 2. You can set that up however you want. But right now I'm trying to get from the joystick. Let's see if it works. Yeah, oh, absolutely. It'd be much easier to add online multiplayer in another universe. No, it would not be easier ever to do that. Nowhere in the multiverse. All right, let's see. I didn't hook up anything else, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I can't move. My camera movement's not working, but my joystick for player 2 is working. Forward and back. It's just a tank. And let me see which one of these is jump. So Y is jump. Y is button 3. And then spacebar is still player 1's jump. So we've accomplished a little bit of split screen gaming. We need to fix our UI. We need to make it where the mouse doesn't control the camera for both players. Yeah. I mean, who's ever had just one mouse anyway? Like, that doesn't happen. Okay, let's see. Player 2 can't look around by himself, but you know what? No one cares about him. The rabbit doesn't come after him. The cannon doesn't go after him. He's just doing his thing. So, yeah. The player pickup did not work for player 2 because it just adds stuff to player 1. So we could change up all of our stuff. Ooh. Here's the problem with our capsules now. We got multiplayer. We can see what our players look like. All right, so we'll need to do some fixing so that it's actually 2-player. Let's move further. All right, who we got? We got our bunny. Bunny's a big bad guy, and we got not smart cowboy. He's a bad guy too. Where is he? He's just going to this Traget Dest. Apparently, I can't spell there either. So we're going to give not smart cowboy. Let's see. It's going to go ahead and apply all that. You know he's got a tragic past. And we're going to give him his own camera. So he can be player 3. All right, so I'm going to reset the camera. It is now right on him. If I pull it back on the Z, and then up on the Y, we're eventually going to get behind or over the shoulder cowboy cam here. Maybe even a little bit over. There we go. It's just a camera. It's just following dude. It's a child of him, so it's always going to be there. And we're going to do the same thing, but not smart cowboy. We are going to go to his camera. Again, let me do this in prefab mode. And scroll down to the output, and this time we want it half the width and half the height. And he's already down in player 3. So 0-0 starts down here. I need to change player 1 and 2. Do that. So I'm going to grab his camera. We're going to go half height. But go up by half. Player 2, same thing, half height. Up by half. Player 1, player 2. Cowboy is now player 3. And if we put a camera on the bunny, he can be player 4. So we just need a level with split screen gaming. And 2 of those can be our baddies. Okay, I need to fix this Holy Grail rabbit here because his base offset is whack. So I'm going to set him back down, put him on the ground. He's no longer a flying bunny, which might have been fun. I don't know. We got a rigid body on him, and somehow the box glider's off. Oh, because he was running us over. And I didn't make a prefab out of the Holy Grail rabbit. What kind of craziness is this? Make a prefab out of him, and now we'll give him his own camera as well. Yeah. I mean, I'd play this on a 75-inch screen if you're going to go that many, but all right, he's got a camera. Do the same thing here. I'm going to reset all of that, and then start pulling the camera back and up. And it's directly where we don't want to look at a rabbit. Leave a pivot down some to look right at him. Okay, and then we just need to make this camera same thing, half height, half width, and then he needs to go over on the X by halfway. Welcome to chaos. Even Unity knows this is a bad idea. So the downside of split screen was we could see what our enemies were doing, our opponents.
What is it?
Where'd the bunny go? Like,
What is it doing?
I think all he wanted was bread. Like, I gave him bread, and now he's like, I'm done, I'm out. Ah!
How much force do you have on the board?
Apparently a lot. This is what happens when you feed animals. They keep coming back. Ah! Big old cannon just like launching boulders at me, and I'm like, have some bread. Have some bread.
That's some like heavy bread.
And then, yeah, this guy still works, and he can jump or whatever. Is he still? Oh, okay. Player 2 was tagged player, so when he jumped into that thing, we went to level 2. Now there's nothing to do. All right. So let's look at the rubric. Not at all what we're calling it, but whatever. All right. So we need a turret cannon that is set up to track and shoot player. We nailed that. They're big old funky looking boulders that roll nicely. You can experiment with that as you will. I just had a Saphir. In level 1, we've got 30 points worth of stuff already done because we've got split screen gaming. Player 1's in the top corner. Player 2's got his own camera and controls. We still need to work on getting the rest of his controls and stuff working. And then we've got NavMesh agents for players 3 and 4. We'll look at mini maps on Thursday because I don't know, I'm just tired right now. And we'll look at so that's all mini map stuff. Mini map. We're going to do some culling. We'll do a security camera as well on Thursday. And so the security camera will do the same thing as the cannon, and we'll track the player, and then whatever it sees, we're going to render it onto a screen somewhere in our world. So more fun with cameras. I gave you the script for the 3-point patrolling NavMesh agent, so we can do that. And then we're just going to have fun with it beyond there. So probably this first level, the less fun-ish level, because it's not what you created, it's just what we recreated. Have that be your 4-player split screen, and then we can do security cameras and other stuff in mini maps on the second level. Cool? Well, good? Questions, thoughts, concerns? Hate letters? Mean YouTube comments? Tell me to delete my channel. No? None of that. Okay, then I think we're good.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.